Welcome, everyone. I'm Sue Barber, author, former IT director for a Fortune 500 company, turned executive coach, and this is the Visibility Factor podcast, where we explore how to raise your visibility and play bigger at work and in life. We'll explore key topics and welcome guests that help you shift your thinking about yourself so you can see new possibilities for your leadership. I'm on a mission to create a visibility movement for leaders to show their value and be seen for their true talent. Are you ready to take the next step towards a higher level of visibility for yourself? Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Visibility Factor podcast. This is Sue Barber, your host. I have been talking about a topic for the last 2 weeks. Not that I haven't talked about it before, but even more in the last 2 weeks. And so I feel like when that happens, that is a sign that I should talk about it on the podcast. So here we are. Today's episode is about taking advantage of opportunities, and I'm going to be very specific about types of opportunities that you should be thinking about and taking advantage of. So I was talking with someone today about visibility and how it's important to show your value and that you're making an impact in the organization. I think she was thinking about it in the wrong way, and I wanted to give her some other ideas to consider. So for many people, they think about visibility as a second job. It's so much work. I have to do all these extra things and I don't have time. I'm already busy. But what if we could just allow you to take advantage of the things that you're already doing and do them strategically? Think about the things that you have available to you and let's leverage them. I don't want it to be extra work for you. I want you to be able to do these things alongside your job, not as something extra that you have to do. So for example, one-on-ones with your boss. When you're talking to your boss, I want you to be very strategic. And what I mean by that is your boss might have some questions, might have some things to talk about at first, but this is also your one-on-one time. So how are you using it to your advantage? Make sure you have 2 or 3 things that you really want to talk about. And when you do that, make sure that you're not only telling what you're doing, but you're showing why it's valuable and making an impact. So for example, you can say, we worked on this project, got it done, everything seems good. Or you could talk about what that means. I want you to talk about it in terms of what you did that made a difference. Did you make a decision? Did you have a negotiation on something? Did you allow the team to lead something? What is it that you did that made a difference on this project? And then why is it important? Why is this project important? What is it doing for the business? How is it saving money? How is it simplifying things? And I think we tend to worry about our boss's time, that they aren't really interested in knowing this stuff. And so we don't share it. And if you're doing some incredible things, like this leader I talked to today is doing some incredible things, but she's not telling her boss those things. And it happens time and time again with people I've talked to from, I can't even tell you how many companies. Have you told your boss these incredible things that you're doing that are strategic, saving money, saving time for people, really important to the business and adding a lot of value? Have you said anything about those things? No. I really want you to consider this. Please, please think about this for yourself. You have to be the one talking about these things. If you're not doing it, no one else is. No one knows. No one knows what you're doing. No one has any idea of the difference that you're making. So please don't hold those things in. You need to be sharing that with your boss and other people if those opportunities present themselves, or create them yourself. So the first thing is make sure you're getting in front of your boss, sharing what you're doing, but talking about why it's valuable and why it's impactful to the organization, and making sure that you are getting time to talk about what you want to talk about. You can drive the conversation to the most important things that you need to talk about, and then the rest could be put into a status report if you need to. So be strategic with your one-on-ones. That's really the message here. The second one is I want you to pay attention to opportunities that show up unexpectedly. Here is what happened to one of my clients, and it was a really great opportunity. She was involved in a situation where her boss was struggling with what they were going to present to a senior leader. And the conversations were continuing to go back and forth with multiple people over a 4-day period. They weren't getting to resolution. They kept changing things. It just seemed like they lost their way. And so the person that I coached, I said, hey, what if you go in and disrupt this? What if you go in and ask some questions about what are we really trying to accomplish here? Let's just come back to center, right? We've gone too far to one direction or the other, why don't we just come back to center and regroup on what is it we're trying to accomplish? And when that happened, it caused everyone else to stop and agree, because sometimes I think people get caught up in the, oh, somebody asked me to do something. Oh, I should just go do it, especially if it's a manager, without even questioning whether it's the right thing to do. So these are opportunities to challenge someone, even if it's your boss, even if it's someone higher in the organization. Ask the challenging question. Are we focused on the right things here? Is there something else we should be doing? Are we really solving the problem that we're here to solve? Those are very simple questions to ask, but the right ones to disrupt something that isn't going in the right direction. And what happened because of that is that she also got an opportunity to have additional conversations. Because what I shared with her is, make sure you can get in the room and talk about this. You are the one who knows the answers. So ask if you could support your boss by going to the meeting. And of course, her boss said yes. So she not only got into that meeting, but she got into 2 other meetings with the senior leaders of the company. And she presented the information and they got the answer that they wanted, all because of what she did. So these are unexpected opportunities. Sometimes it just takes someone picking their head up and saying, are we doing the right thing here? We've spent 4 days on this and we're not getting anywhere. And also offering to help and saying, I'd love to help you by being in the room to have this conversation. I think I can add a lot of value and help explain why we need what we need. Take those opportunities. Don't let them pass you by. Had her and I not talked, she might have continued to work on this problem and spin, and she may not have ever offered to be in the room and have these conversations. So those opportunities would have been missed. I don't want anyone to ever miss out on an opportunity to get you visibility, to get other people to know how great you are. So that's the second one. Sometimes unexpected opportunities show up. You need to be ready. The third one is where you are weaving information into conversations. This is so important and so easy to do. And it's something that nobody really thinks about, nobody plans for. So if someone's having a conversation with you and you see an opportunity to respond back, when you do that, work in what else you're doing or a win that you had this week or something else that someone else has done on your team. And it's just part of the conversation. You're not doing anything extra. You're not diverting the conversation somewhere else. You're just adding in a little anecdote, right? A little bit of information that confirms what you're doing is valuable, and you need people to hear that. So if someone's having a conversation with you, think about what you would answer. And then when you are in the midst of your answer, just say, oh, and my gosh, I forgot to tell you this too, whatever it is. It's as simple as that. Let's not make this complicated. Let's not make this difficult. Just find ways to work in some of the great things that you and your team are doing in a conversation. So number 3 is find ways to weave in information in the midst of a conversation you're already having. These are so important to do, and I know you can absolutely do this, and it is a huge difference maker. Because remember, if you're not talking about what you're doing and showing your value, then they cannot see it. If you're not taking the opportunity to weave in this information, no one else is. And remember, you are advocating for yourself, for your team, and for the work that you're doing. You have to demonstrate the value that you're bringing to others so that they can see it. So again, to recap, number 1, take advantage of one-on-ones and be strategic. Think about what you want to share. Find ways to share it in the best way that talk about your value and impact or your teams or the work that you're doing. Make sure that your boss can hear that. Don't make assumptions that they know what you're doing. They don't have time and they need you to tell them. They want to hear it, so tell them. Number 2, be prepared for any opportunity that might give you visibility. If there's an opportunity to get in front of senior leaders by offering to help your boss or by offering to answer a question or to provide a summary or to provide more detail, take it because they need to know who you are too, right? They don't know you. So how can you get in the room and be able to talk about a situation, a problem, take advantage of these moments when they happen because they need to know who you are and they need to see the leadership that you have, the way that you think about things, the value that you're bringing to the organization. So I know it might be a little scary to do that, but find those opportunities and take them when they present themselves. And the last one, weave information into conversations. You're having conversations with people all day long. Are you taking advantage of them? There are plenty of opportunities for us to give the information that someone asks, but we can also find ways to weave in what we want them to hear. So take advantage of those moments and make sure you're sharing something that they need to hear from you. I hope this was helpful. I hope this gives you some new ideas. These are a few of the things that I'm talking about as part of the new workbook that's coming out. I can't wait for it to come out at the end of October. So I'm starting to share how things can be implemented and a few of the examples that are really working for some of the clients right now. And I wanted to take the opportunity to share them with you too. Thanks so much for joining today on the Visibility Factor podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for listening to the Visibility Factor podcast. Remember that visibility starts with small steps that are intentional and consistent each day. Be bold, be visible, be the leader you were meant to be. Find us and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Follow us on all of our social media platforms, which are highlighted in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Visibility Factor podcast.